So,
We just met coming through security a
yep.
few minutes ago, actually, and we're chatting about it. And he asked me what I did. I said I was a public speaker, and he says, "My God, that's what I do,"
Hmm.
and take it from there.
Yeah. Number one, God continues to blow my mind open, and the fact that I'm sitting here in this.
We're at the VIP lounge at the American Airlines here in Dallas, Texas.
Yep.
I was here speaking in town in Dallas last night,
Hmm.
and I got to the flight, and they said it was going to leave at 10:30, then 11:30, next
Hmm.
day at 12:15,
Hmm.
and then they went all the way back to 10:15, and I missed the flight rushing through here because,
Hmm.
well, anyway, when I missed it, I said, you know what, this is the first time I missed a flight. I don't know when I ever missed a flight, but
Come on.
I said, okay, God, I know you got something in store for me, and I didn't realize. I said, okay, I know something.
Hmm.
So I go to the nearest hotel here at the Hyatt, called them up, made a reservation, went there, checked in. I was there 7 hours.
Wow.
Get up, shower, out the door in 15 minutes, and got on the bus to get here. And like minds, here we are, Mr. Gaines.
Well, actually, if I can even add a little more to that, when we met, you were actually walking toward me.
Hmm.
Like we were walking toward each other because we were being redirected
Oh yeah, redirected at a different
to a different terminal because
terminal. Yeah,
and this is why I caught from that favor because she said there's a faster gate on the other side.
yeah.
I'll be honest, I didn't ask for a faster gate.
All right.
I was just like, oh, okay, thank you. And then even from because I want you to look at it from my perspective, or maybe you, or even the viewer to watch it from my perspective. I've never been here or through priority. We went through a priority line or something like that.
Yeah.
And honestly, I just went there. I was like, well, I am talking to, I am following. I'm like, I don't know if they're going to stop me or not, but I guess God is trying to tell me I belong
No,
here.
I said, come on, go with me, and we went right through priority line because priority guy. So
Well,
come
well,
on, go with me.
and what's actually funny is what made me stop and ask, "What did you do?" was because of your attire.
Hmm.
And one of the things that God is showing me recently is I'm going to have to change up my. Oh, okay.
Okay. Change up your what?
I'm going to change up my attire
Yes.
in order to get into certain rooms.
Well, that's true because the little black book said, "With love and kindness have I drawn thee."
Say that one more
With
time.
love and kindness have I drawn thee. So you attract or repel people all day long. People, like you said, my attire attracted you. And that's one thing you have to be very cautious of when you want to get in certain rooms, like you just said. So and then we start chatting. We got through security, and I said, "Come on, let's go up to the lounge, VIP lounge with me." And he go, okay, and I knew then. I said, "Well, okay." I said, "Well, God, you got me here tonight, staying over because that's something important for tomorrow." And here you are. And how now that's how we did this video. And just by chance, being a speaker, you had the tripod, the microphones. I
Yes,
said, "Look,
sir.
it's amazing, guys." So what's the point? The point is when you stay focused on stay focused or stay in your lane. All this will be added to you, okay? But you got to stay focused. Some of you about ready to give up whatever the plans you have now in your network marketing business or your real estate business or whatever business you're in. But be encouraged. Be encouraged. Because the moment you want to give up this, boom, that's when the blessings are right around the corner. And that's going to help you continue on. And I think you can relate to that, can't you?
How could you know? Yeah, I'm sure you're going to tell me about that later because
Yeah, that's all right.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Before I got here,
Yeah.
just last week, I was thinking to myself, maybe I should put some of my time in other places. The speaking thing, I've invested a lot of money into it. Maybe,
Okay.
maybe it's time. I've been trying to be faithful, like you said. I've been trying to keep my head down, but my head came up for a second, and I started looking around. I'm like, this doesn't look good or as good as I thought it would at this point. Maybe I should go back to being an Uber driver because being an Uber driver is simple. All you do is hit a button, somebody calls you, you go pick them up, you drop them off, you get paid.
Yeah.
It's very simple.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you can't scale that, but I understand what you're saying because, ladies and gentlemen, I asked him what he did before he became a public speaker. What, about a month and a half ago?
Oh, about a year
About
ago.
a year ago,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
'Cause I was-
About 9 months. Let's say
9
about 9
months.
months.
I was an Uber driver. I said, okay, what'd you do also? Well, I did network marketing, and we talked about that a little bit.
Also, so network marketing actually, because I always want to give good context. Network marketing led me to Uber because network marketing started to help me to shift my mindset to see that there was more than my current. I grew up in the bowling alley, so again,
Okay.
what I'm learning is, and it's so funny because I just, well, I haven't posted it yet, but I recorded a video before I left for the airport, got ready to leave for the airport, basically talking about how your exposure like changes your situation,
Yes.
or has the power to change your situation, because once you see that there's something more out there, you get a certain desire of maybe I would like to see, I would like to try that.
So let me ask you a question.
Hmm.
What drew you to network marketing?
The opportunity.
Okay.
I mean, so I'll tell you this way. I've always known that I have something special about me.
Everybody has something special, but you finally figured that out. It's
Yes,
part of
yes,
your
yes.
gifts that God gave you, but
Yes.
continue.
I had, well, one of my gifts is customer service.
Okay.
I don't under because
So
I
let's go back to
Mhm.
what drew you to network marketing. Give me three things that you really got out of that.
personal development. So
Personal development.
yep, just again staying in personal development, seeing people winning at a higher level that I was
Okay.
currently.
Seeing people win at a higher level. Go
Mhm.
ahead. What's the third one?
Opportunity
An opportunity.
to,
Opportunity for
growth.
growth. Good.
Mhm.
Good. Good. So you did network marketing for how long would you say you did it for?
Probably about 5 to 6 years.
5 or 6 years. You did okay.
I was able to make it into a top 10% of our company.
Okay, that's good. Top
Yeah,
10%,
yeah.
and plus all the growth that you got and learning you got.
Absolutely,
And see, the
absolutely.
beautiful thing about what you just said also, I want everybody to understand, he took those principles from what he learned in network marketing. I see this all over the country, all over the world.
Mhm.
They take these same principles for network marketing, they go into other aspects of the businesses. For example, you went from there into Uber.
Mhm.
And from Uber, you took the same things you learned in network marketing with Uber, and now you took that and said, well, wait a minute. There's another higher calling. I could be a little bit more. And now let me try, let me become not try, but become a public speaker. So
Absolutely.
what made you to make a decision to become a public speaker?
Going back to network marketing, I got exposed to speaking. Again, we were talking.
Yes.
I was saying when I was growing up, I didn't see myself as anything more than, as you said. You said what? How did you say it when we were walking up here? You said if you look at your parents, you're looking down, like you're looking
You
at your
looked at
future.
your future a lot. Most of us, that's right. When we look at our parents, we're looking at our future. One of my billionaire mentor shared with me, and that's the story I was telling, that he took me on his wings, and what my billionaire mentor did, he gave me a ride on his jet first before I bought my first jet, and he gave me a ride on it, and he said, "Let me see if you're worth my time." And he said, "Okay, you're worth my time. Let me take you on it." And we took this flight. We landed. He goes, "You're worth my time, son." And he says, if you want to learn what I have, I'll teach it to you. But he said, if you don't, I'll show you a future. I go, what's that mean? He goes, look at your mom and dad. He says, there's your future. You're going to end up just like them. And there's not right or wrong about it. But if you want some more in your life, so there's a fork in the road here, folks, what I'm trying to get across.
Yes,
Are you
yes.
willing to put the time and effort in to learn something that they didn't learn? Great parents, yes. Great mom, great. Great dad, I understand. But they cannot teach you the principles of what wealthy people have. There's a difference in their incomes. So he said, I'll train you. I'll show you. And he gave me my journal, and he gave me a pen. It's like you have a pen and journal. That's what I like about Mr. Gaines. He got a pen and we just met. He got a pen and journal.
Actually, I might have lost the pen.
And we start talking, and he says, listen, I says, that's the first thing my billionaire mentor gave me was a pen and a journal. And he says, take these notes down. I go, yes, sir. And I whipped out my notepad, and the pen he gave me, he says, first of all, first rule of wealth. He says, write this down. I said, yes, sir. Wealthy people have leverage. And he said it, now I don't mean to be disrespectful to anybody, but this is how he said it. Broke people are the leverage. I go, huh? He goes, that's right, they're the leverage. He says, if you don't go to work tomorrow, Monday through Friday, you got no income coming in. He says, so they work for money. He says, wealthy people do the opposite. He said, Al Thomas, what's the opposite of a W? He said, flip it over. M, wealthy people make money, broke people work for the money. I go, wow. So I wrote that down. He says, and he always gave me an example. He said, let me give you an example, son. He goes, think about leverage. He said, ladies and gentlemen, how many Starbucks in your city? One or zillions? Zillions, right? How would you like to get a little quarter on every cup of coffee sold today? That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
It is.
He goes, think about it. I said, whoa, that'd be a lot of money. He goes, exactly, sir. He said, that's why McDonald's does it, Burger King does it, CVS does it, Walgreens does it, all these supermarkets do it, because they make money this way. And I said, more locations, more money. So in network marketing, I'm going to talk about that for a second. The same thing. What does Starbucks want every day? More location means more customers.
Yep.
What does your supermarket want every day? More location, more customers.
Yes, sir.
What does CVS want every day? More location, more customers. So guess what network marketing companies want? More location, you, and more customers through you. So I'll say it again. You know, they want more customers, more IBOs or people, and the whole idea, that's the power. He says the second key of wealth is wealthy people have residual income. And he asked me a question, do you know what that is, young man? And I was full of myself. Yeah, I know what it is. He goes, what is it? He goes, I said, it's a ring around the bathtub. He started laughing. He says, no, son, that's called residue. Residue.
Well, I don't even call that income. That's
Yeah.
just residue.
So he said, let me explain residuals to you. He says residual is something you do one time, listen up, and you get paid over and over and over, year after year, decade after decade. And I said, wow. He said, let me give you an example. He always gave me an example. He says, think about your favorite music artist or band. How many times you go in the studio and cut the song? Boop, one time. That's right. He said, anytime that song plays anywhere in the world, that money's generated.
Yeah.
For something they did one time. I said, wow. He says, don't take my word. Go look at MTV. Those guys on MTV, think about it. They they make $10-20 million. They live in an 8,000 square foot house, millions in the bank, cars in the driveway, and they can't spell. Got the name around their neck. Look at Bobo. But why does Bobo live that lifestyle?
I want you to
Because
keep talking.
Bobo tapped into a residual based income.
So
my
just,
mentor
so,
said,
so just for the viewers, I'm taking this out because I actually did lose my pen. Oh,
Okay.
actually, no, I didn't. I found it, and I want to write this stuff down.
and what millionaires did, and what he taught me was, I have to have something that has leverage or residuals or flat out don't do it. Because otherwise it's not scalable. But think about it. Just like Bill Gates, I'm going to say this. Just like Bill Gates for the last 30 years, because I never had a job. Never had a job. So I'm sorry, but don't throw your tomatoes at me. Never had a job. So for the last 30 years, every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, every year, after decade first, decade two, decade three, I've been getting paid. Now, that's powerful. That's scalable. So that's what I teach people, how to work from home through the power of network marketing or take the investment after the leftovers and go into investing into real estate, which is a powerful tool. That's where most wealthy people hold their wealth. But most people have no idea of that.
Yeah. Well, wait, was that 3? I got leverage, residual income.
That was the two. That was two. There was
Okay,
two.
are we not giving the 3?
No, there wasn't three. There was just two.
Oh, okay. I thought he gave you 3 things. Okay,
No,
my
he gave me
bad.
2 things. And he says if it doesn't have those 2 components, flat out, don't do it.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
How did that make you feel in the moment when I don't want to say because he didn't disrespect your parents, but like you said, he gave you a decision. But how did that make you feel internally, knowing that those were your parents? That they were trying hard. They were. It wasn't like they wanted to live that life, or that was just who they were. They were doing. That's all they knew.
Yeah, it's called being limited. It's being limited. So they did the best they can. Don't get me wrong. But if you don't know that you don't know that you don't know, you can always improve that. See, a lot of times we put a lid on our heads because of what we've been taught through schools, parents, pastors, deacons, reverends, rabbis. But we have to break through that because the good man didn't put you down here to work that hard. Trust me. If I never had one, and I'm nobody special, what's wrong with the rest of us? Here's what happens: we grow up being taught what to say, how to dress, this, that, everything. We've been taught that. So we tend to stay in that box. So in other words, we're conditioned by a box. You sleep in the bed like a box. You get up in the morning and you go downstairs to the breakfast table, and you sit at the table like a box. You eat cereal out of a box. You get in the car shaped like a box. You go to the office desk shaped like a box, and at 12 o'clock you get the lunch box, and then you go after that, you get off at 5 o'clock, you get in the box again, go home, sit on the couch shaped like a box, and then you watch the TV box. And then, so it's a cycle.
Oh,
and
my
then,
God.
Because we're programmed that way. I could be in front of 20,000 people, of which I've been on stage many times in front of groups of people like that large, 10, 20, 30, and I tell people I could control the room with a microphone without saying a word and make everybody sit down. Grab the mic and go, shh, everybody. They're scrambling to sit down because they've been conditioned when they hear that. See the conditioning?
Yes.
See,
yes.
it's almost like being conditioned by the bell. You get up in the morning, ding, oh, time to get up. You know the exact second to go out that door before the weather reporter come on, or you're late. You get in traffic, you get to the job, ding, it's 9 o'clock, start work. Ding, time to take lunch. Ding, go back to work. Ding, you get off at 5. We're trained by the bell.
We are.
And people don't realize it. Most people don't realize their car know how to get to work without them in it. You ever start the motor up and drive left, right, and you get to work? Ooh, don't even realize how you got there.
Yeah.
And you look around. Oh my God, it's my day off. That's called conditioning. So all
Wow.
these years, from the age 0 or 1, the first 7 years is 90% of your programming is conditioned. See, when you watch TV, that's why it's called it programming. They're programming you for failure. You know, we look at, oh man, my team, football team, they don't know who you are. Your football team, what you got to do with? They don't know you. See, if you go back to the Roman days, back in days back in the Roman days, they had coliseums. Today it's called football fields. It's the same thing with a different uniform, but it keeps us busy. That's why they don't want you to know. More people spend time watching the boob tube than working on their financial freedom. Look, all these baseball players, basketball players, I'm not nothing against them.
Nothing against them.
Why are you watching them make their millions when you can be making your millions? That's what gets me.
That was actually one of the first things. So network marketing. His name was Presley Swaggerty.
I know Presley.
Stop it, man.
He's a friend of mine.
That was one of the first things I remember he said. He said, why am I going to watch it? It's funny you said the boob tube. When, like, why are you going to watch somebody else become a millionaire when you could be one too?
Yeah, he called the TV set an income reducer. I just talked to Presley Swaggerty a couple weeks ago. He's a good friend of mine. We've been knowing each other for 30 years.
For who?
30 years I've been knowing Presley Swaggerty.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
My.
Yeah, small world. Well, you know, you get to the top, the world is small at the top because there's only a few doing what everybody else could do. It's like building an organization, network marketing, 20% do 80% of the work. It's the same thing in life. But the question is, are you going to stand out? Are you going to be one of the names and numbers in the crowd? That's what's important.
You said something I want to go back to. You
Sure.
said all of us are special.
We are.
But why is it? I think you kind of said it, but maybe there's something telling me that somebody still didn't get it about like how could we all be special, but we're all so separated.
Well, let's put it this way. God gave us all different gifts. Mine is not being analytical. It's not who I am. I know my gift at an early age. That's why I never had a job. And I always, see, let me tell you something about gifts. Everybody's got 2 or 3 gifts in them. At least 3 I know. That's in us. But we don't discover them. And one of the sins I see is in my book called The Gifts. It was just coming out. It's going to be free. Look
about it.
my book. And I talk about how parents live precariously through their children because they never found their gifts. So they want to try to teach your kid what to do when in fact you should bring out the genius in your children. What is genius? Look at the word genie. Genie. Okay, bring the genie, rub the genie. Out comes the genie. And what does genie mean? Genius in us. But instead they make the child what they want them to be. So here again, we all have those geniuses. You know, so what I try to teach people, I help people find their genius and bring it out and discover that. That's one of my things I've always done.
Wow.
And that's what has got me to a point I'm at today. And I'm so excited about that because, you know, he put us down to be life changers.
And just so you know, I guess because everything you're saying is exactly what my message is. So, and you said the word earlier. You said, "Stay in your lane." I'm a bowler. I didn't even come up with this. It's again just ordained.
Yeah.
Right.
It's one of your geniuses.
If we just stay in our lane, there's so much out there for us that we don't even need to look at what's in anybody else's lane.
That's true. But what happens, like you said earlier on this podcast, you know, you're putting your head up, looking around for something else to go do. Because when we work on something, we don't see the results instantly, or when the time frame we think we're not working in our lane. No, that's just God's working on you to get you ready for that lane. And a lot of people don't understand that. They quit before they get there. It's like the book 3 Inches from Gold, because 3 inches, folks. You guys are so close,
Don't say that
but
book.
you are so close, and you want to give it up for what? Matter of fact, if you give up, where's it going to back? What are you going back to? There ain't nothing to go back to.
Oh my God.
So that's one of your gifts. Stick with it. Stick with it.
So, oh my God. So, you should say that book. That specific book.
Yeah.
3 Feet from Gold.
3 feet from goal.
That book is what I'm basing this concept on.
Yeah.
Because there's an activity in that book that I actually did where it has you write down 10 things that you're passionate about and 10 things that you're talented in. And the exercise is to basically ask the people that are around you to say, hey, out of these 10 things, what's the one thing to each person? What's the one thing off of this list that you feel like that least describes me?
Yeah.
Right. And you do that one by one until you get down to one talent and one passion. And then you say, okay, how can I make this work in the marketplace? Who do I need to find to bring around me? Because other people have their gifts. What gifts am I lacking or not? I've not been blessed with that other people around me already have we can kind of come together So when you said that book, oh my God, that just.
Yeah. Well, most people don't realize,
Oh God.
most people chase money.
Mm,
No, don't chase money.
mm,
Don't chase money. Money loves business.
mm,
I never chase money.
mm,
If I go build a business, the money will come. I never chased before I got before I got married.
mm,
I I never had a problem having a girlfriend because
mm.
once I built a business, they fight them
Yeah.
out with a baseball bat. A girl, same thing. If you go build this business, you got to fight them out with a baseball bat. You have your choice, okay? And what happened was I decided, if I build a business, they will come, fill the dreams. But if I build a business, the money will come. And people got it backwards. They try to go get the money, and then no, go build a business. And I never looked at it that way. If I go build the business, the money will come. And the thing about money loves speed.
Mm,
The faster you build it, the quicker it comes. And they
mm.
lied to you. They told you it's cold cash. It's warm. And I tell you what, it goes with everything you wear.
Oh, did you take that from Zig Ziglar? 'Cause
No, man, I got so much stuff in me. I lost more than I remember.
I've heard that so much time from Zig. Oh my God, don't tell me. Do you know
But
him
it's true.
too?
Yeah, I know Zig Ziglar before he
Oh
passed away.
my
I've been
God.
blessed with a lot of people, but
Wow.
here again, it's the thing about it,
Mm,
money loves speed.
mm,
Money loves entrepreneurs. It wants people to find it fast.
mm,
You see, so it's a blessing, and there's different levels of money. I
mm.
tell people there's four levels as the way I see it.
Okay.
There's survival money, and
Mm-hmm.
there's people out there doing the wrong things, whatever, just to survive. Level one.
Mm.
Well, I hope nobody's in level one.
Mm.
Level two money is everyday money. How much you got in your pocket? How to pay my bills? Okay, that's everyday money.
Mm.
Then level three money is most people are about which is called investment money. They bought a house, they bought a couple of investments property, they have extra capital left over, they have excess. Joining network marketing companies, they have excess. That's called investment level. But level four is what I'm trying to get more people to. It's called the FU level. And it's not what you think. It's called Fun Unlimited.
Mm. I was gonna say what?
Yeah, Fun Unlimited. That means when you go out, you can buy stuff without looking at the price tags, you do things, and you're working on a different level. And like I said, and when you're working on different levels, most people, they in that survival money, they talk about money. Middle class people talk about things. Wealthy people talk about ideas. How can we collaborate? How can we make more money? How can we scale it? We're on a different level of thinking. That's why in level FU money, we don't chase money. We just ideas, and money comes. It's called the law of attraction. I look at Bill Gates. Look at Steve Jobs. They thought of ideas, and look what they did.
Oh yeah,
They changed the world.
What was I
Elon
telling you?
Musk, they changed the world.
God gave me a bunch of ideas, visions, just to like yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'm just like he gave me a bestseller book. Can I announce it right here?
Sure, go ahead and announce it.
Because in 2 years, that's what he told me. 2 years. It's a book called. Actually, let me read it so I don't even get it wrong.
Multiple talents. Look at Tesla owner. Look at all the talents and business he opened up. Not just one, several of them.
Here we go. My New York Times bestseller by February 1st, 2026, which was just to make sure I'm telling it right. Yep. Yeah, because today's February 2nd. That's a year from yesterday.
A year from the okay.
Sorry, 2 years from yesterday. I did not sign up for this. And the reason it's the name of that book is because I believe one of the issues right now in this world is that we constantly put people into positions that they did not ask for. And then we have the audacity to hold them accountable to how we think they should live. Almost going back to how you said we, as parents, we raise kids as we want them to be, and then get upset when they don't love us back.
Well, because we punish them, we make them something they're not. So now they go into resentment. See, they resent their parents for this. They resent it. And then we go through life resenting a lot of things. A lot of times we never find our gifts. And now all the parents, like I said, my kids went to private school in Las Vegas, the Meadows. And I saw it all today because we're talking about the number one private school in all of Nevada. And I saw it, the governor, mayor was chancellor of the school. And so we're talking about the one percenters. And I saw them all pressure their kids because that's what they wanted to be. And guess what? If you're pressured to do something you don't want to do, like your thing is bowling. Now, what if I teach you, you're going to play basketball? You're going to no, I want to bowl. No, you're going to play. So now you grow up resenting me.
Yep.
Because I did not let you be who you are and let your gifts come out of you or the genius in you. Look at the word, like I said, every kid has a genie in it. Stands for genie, genie in us. And we just want to make them what we want them to be, which is sad.
let me ask you this, because I believe we got to start getting down to it's
Uh-huh.
7:40. So, what would you tell someone that they're not where I'm at, even as far I'm not again I've started to already I've learned my gifts. I'm walking in my gifts and I'm starting to see the fruits of my labor.
Uh-huh.
What would you tell the person that is, for some reason, they've actually been able to stick around and they know that they're watching the boob tube a little too much, or even a lot too much,
Yeah.
and they because of our interview, they see that maybe there's just a little bit of possibility of more.
Right.
What would you tell that person?
Keep going down that road because all the TV gets you folks is red eyeballs and a hollowed head. And, it's just I'm just being real with people, but we spend more time because we come off a job which we can't stand. We want to go home and relax, and we want to think about nothing, become mindless people. And what happens is now all of a sudden it's time to go to bed. What did we learn today? Nothing. We do the same thing day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out. And then all of a sudden we look around like, oh my God, I'm getting balder. I mean, my hair is receding. Now it's coming out, leaving here and coming out my nose. No,
Oh my
but
God.
and then we wonder why we don't have anything because we don't trust ourselves to invest in ourselves. And we stick it in a 401k that's down to a K. And all of a sudden we look around 20, 30 years later and we can't make it because hidden inflation is robbing you because all hidden inflation is a tax. So you mean to tell me you will invest a couple $100 in your future, but you trusted to give it to somebody on Wall Street? I think Warren Buffett said, I've never seen people drive up in a Rolls Royce, hand their money over to people on Wall Street to take the subway at home at night. And I think a lot of people do that because
What
they've
does
been
that mean? Break
told
that
to do it.
down. Break that
So,
down a little bit.
all right, let's look at it. You go to Wall Street, people on Wall Street, big money. You drop it off those guys. Most of those guys, they work for major companies. Most brokers, they work for major. They're not the deal, but they take the subway home at night because it's cheaper than driving a car in when business was open, and they don't know what they're doing. They always have prognosis. They always thinking what they think. Well, I think, and most of them are wrong. Most of them are wrong in their prognosis. So, and the average person feels, well, you must be smarter than I am on your Wall Street, so here, take my money. No, they're not. And I never done that. I rather manage my own. It's easier. Think about it. Who's going to take care of your money better, you or them? You got all these plans and you don't even know what you got. There's a great one I want you guys to go look at on YouTube. It's called 401k Fallout. And that's a good one to watch. How people getting ripped off with all these. You may not even realize you might have 20 or 30 different fees inside your 401k. But you don't know because you don't even know what's in it. Most of you don't know what's in it. You trust and not verify. So it's called a 401k Fallout. Go watch it on YouTube. And then hit the like button on this.
Yes, sir. Tell them where they can find you. Give them your information. How do people get in contact with you? They want to book you to speak. Your new YouTube channel.
YouTube channel. Go to the YouTube channel. It's
know,
Al
at Al Thompson
at Al
officially?
Thomas officially.
I think you said it Thompson. Al
At
Thomas
Al Thomas officially.
And I'll try to even have somebody put
Al
that
Thomas
in there for us.
THOMAS officially.
Are you on social media or any of that stuff? Do you
Yeah,
have
but you know what? The best thing is I just got a new email.
Okay.
Oh God, I gotta look
Oh,
it
yeah,
up.
take your time. Take your time.
I got to look it up. Everything's new because we're just moving so fast right now. I said I'm writing 2 books simultaneously. God woke me up one morning and says, I want you to work on this project and get busy with it. And I get up at 3:30 in the morning. I'm going there in my office and start writing. I don't know what I wrote for an hour and look down. It's like, wow. Because I'm here again, 2 at one time. Who does that?
Yeah.
It's called Al Thomas. No, Al, AL 007 Thomas at gmail.com.
Okay.
I repeat, Al 007 Thomas at gmail.com. That's how you get a hold of me. And I do speaking engagements and mentorship. And the whole idea I've got, like I said, I've coached 18 guys to millionaireship. I mean, it's just, I love what I do. I love helping people and see them grow. So the benefits of me being trained by me is I got the proof. I got the results. 30 plus years of doing this. I think I might know a little something.
It's a little something.
Yeah.
Guys, this is an amazing episode. This is actually might even be the first episode of the podcast, of the interviews. Like, I actually have done other interviews before, but this might be the flagship or the starting. And I'm actually going to call it maybe the Stay in Your Lane podcast.
Okay.
Because, again, there's so many people who they're trying to be everybody else's set for themselves.
Right.
And then they're wondering why their life isn't going the way that it's supposed to be. Or they do get something, but they lose it because they built it off on a what's it called, a pile of sand, basically.
Yeah, pile of sand. See what happens, sometimes people they find out later in life after 10 or 15 years, hey, this is not my lane. Hey, this is not where God wanted me. Hey, this is not my talent. And then they discover it and then they move into their talent. That's why a lot of people become successful different parts of their life because they finally figured out this is not where God wants me to be. This is not my talent. Then some people are so confused, they got 2 jobs, 3 jobs. They're really confused because they're trying to find something that they never found. It's called going within. You know, lucky for me, I found my talent at a young age. That's why I've never had a job because I found the talent and I worked on my skills. The number one skill, write this down. The first skill is listening. Listening is the first skill in life to be successful. That's why God gave us 2 ears to listen. We got 2 eyeballs to see, right? That's 4 intakes. Mouth, 1 outtake. Speak less. You think you might have been
I'll
trying
say
to tell
2.
us something.
Even your nose have 2 nostrils.
And you got 2 nostrils and a nose to smell it. You know? So we don't think about it. We have more inputs than outputs.
Wow.
And we don't think about it because we're so busy wanting to be heard. And quite frankly, what most of us say is not worth hearing, but we still want to, you know, you look at YouTube. I don't like this. You know, because everybody's got an opinion nowadays.
Yep.
Because now they have a way to voice it. Not that it's, well, to that person it's important, but to the marketplace it may not be that important. Who are you?
Yep.
One of the first things you said to me is, let me check out social media, who you are.
Yep.
Wow. You know, because here again, that's what we do. So the whole idea is the average person, if they take an hour or 2 a day, because when I started my wealth journey, I started with an hour or 2 a day. The next year I went to 3 hours a day. And then I was financially free by my 3rd year because I put the time in. The first year, it wasn't looking good. Second year, it wasn't looking good. But I hung in there. I did more of it. You know, here's another key I'll give you. First of all, learn it, whatever it is you got to learn, and then do it. So let me say it again. Learn it, whatever that may be, and then go do it. I like Nike's commercial. Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, but most of us, we learn it, we study it, we examine it, we call the FBI, CIA, we got to research it. We got to do all this crazy stuff because we don't trust ourselves. You know, we don't trust ourselves. Oh, I don't trust myself. You know, hey, mom and dad, as a kid, hey, don't go to a stranger's house. Now it's called Airbnb. Hey, don't get in a stranger's car. Now it's called Uber. All these lies. But see, we're still holding on to that stuff.
Okay.
Because we're not
I
trying
gotta
to
cut
trust
you off.
ourselves.
Oh my God, Oh man.
You all right?
I feel like I'm trying to save them because I hear what you're saying and everything you just said was just it's one of those just you're like it's just truth.
It's truth.
It's just truth.
But we hide from the truth. Here's what happens.
Oh my God.
99.9% of the people hide behind a mask. You know, and I tell people, take that mask off you've been hiding behind your whole life. You know, and then people got all these degrees. Nothing wrong with degrees, don't get me wrong, but what did it get you today? See, that's another lie. You know, people with them, they hide behind that, think it's going to save them from losing a job or society or sheltering them or filtering them away from the masses. No, that has nothing to do with it. You know, it's like I talked to the guy the other day. I said, what, you know, he gave me his title. I'm a blah, 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 blah. I said, man, talk English. What do you do? I said, well, I work, I have, I said, is it yours? Nope. I said, well, then, therefore, they can lay you off, right? Yeah, well. I said, so it's not your company, it's their company. When are you going to go, I said, when are you going to develop your own? Ask people what they do, they always identify what they do with their job. That's not yours.
You did that too, and you told me what you did. You said
Yeah.
what did you say? You said you challenge or you help people to see the best version. I'm at
Yeah, make the best version. I'm a public speaker, but I'm also a life coach. I've been doing it for 30 plus years.
But not the life coach as people might think you are. Like you're actually someone that your gift, like you didn't go to school for your gift. God put it in you to help coach people through life.
Exactly.
I want to make sure they caught that. Like, because some
Say
people
that one
might
more
hear,
time. I like that one too.
Because some people might have heard life coach and they might have had, oh yeah, he just tells you what to do. It's like no. God put that inside of you at a young age,
right?
And even confirmed it for you at a young age that no, your job on this earth is to help other people have a better life here on this earth.
Right. I would say my gift is to.
Your gift is
See, a
to.
job is what they give you. Your gift is what God gives you. They're two different. And most people still working a job, they ain't working at the gifts. And they wonder why they're not getting hit in life. Because they're doing something they're not put on this earth to do. They're doing what they were told to do, not the gifts that God gave them to do. It's a difference in a job and a gift. A job will give you income, a gift will give you wealth. Let me say it one more time. A job will give you an income, but your gifts will give you wealth. I mean, your job won't make you money 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Because between 9 and 5 o'clock on Monday through Friday, On the weekends, you're broke because you ain't making nothing because your job ain't paying you for it. But your gift will make you money 24/7. Like me, for the last 30 years, I've been getting paid every second. Why? Because I'm working in my gifts and not on a job.
There's a certain book says your gift shall make room for you,
Exactly.
and that's you know what? Because we definitely got to go.
All right.
We're gonna wrap it up here. I hope you guys stay tuned. I don't know how, but somehow we're gonna have more episodes. We're gonna have more information, more guests. Just stay tuned. Just so I can tell you.
It's been a blessing. It was a God thing that we met today, and now
Yes,
look
sir.
at this.
Yes,
okay.
sir. Thank
Mr.
you
Gaines,
so much.
Thank you. God bless you, down.
You too.
All
man.
right.
All right.